You are not going to believe what we've got lined up today, so get comfortable, smash that like button, subscribe, and let's get right into it. Because there's a small behind-the-scenes detail that can flip the entire Week 18 chessboard, and most people are missing it. At the same time, one throw just put a young name on a shelf that weighs a ton. And while we're celebrating, an old decision is creeping back into the conversation like a ghost, and it's about to split this fan base right down the middle. You know that feeling when the season is rolling, but you still look at the roster and think, if we just get one more piece back, this gets unfair? That's the vibe in Foxborough right now. Week 18 against the Dolphins isn't just another game. It's the kind of matchup that sets the tone for January, locks in the locker room confidence, and tells the rest of the AFC exactly how seriously they need to take your playoff run. One sloppy series, one blown protection, one busted coverage, and suddenly you've got momentum wobbling at the worst possible time. And today, we got a quiet little signal that should make every Patriots fan lean forward. Reinforcements are actually in play. Let's start with the headline name, rookie left tackle Will Campbell. He's been dealing with an MCL injury suffered in that win over the Bengals, and ever since then the question has been hanging over this team. Can you trust your blindside protection when the pressure rises without him? Sure, you can survive with chips, tight end help, quick game, all the band-aids. But we all know the truth. When the competition level jumps in the postseason, you don't want a patchwork plan. You want your real tackle out there, setting the edge, keeping your QB clean, and letting the offense call the game the way it actually wants to call it. But here's where it gets sneaky. And honestly, this is the part that can matter in a playoff game long before anyone notices it on the broadcast. Reserve corner Alex Austin is also eligible to return from injured reserve after missing 4 games. And the detail is straight out of a gritty football movie. He was spotted this week working out with a black cast on his left wrist hand. It looks alarming at first glance, but the reporting around the team says he underwent a minor procedure after tests revealed an injury he suffered on special teams, and a return this season, maybe even postseason, is not off the table. Now, why should you care about depth at corner? Because January football has zero mercy. Injuries happen. Legs get heavy. Matchups get hunted. One receiver catches fire. One flag swings field position. One busted coverage becomes a season-defining moment. In those spots, cornerback depth isn't a luxury. It's survival. And Austin isn't just a body. Since he arrived in New England midway through 2023, he's flashed real value when he's been available. He's also had a frustrating pattern of landing on IR, which is why this potential return matters so much. Heading into this year, he was on the roster bubble in a crowded corner room until Marcellus Dial's ACL injury opened a door. Austin walked through it. He started 2 games, put up 13 tackles, and broke up a pass. That's real game day production. But here's the piece that's going to set your comments section on fire. If Campbell and Austin come back, somebody has to come off the 53. And it's not just those two. The Patriots have other injured reserve names with return windows down the road if this team keeps advancing. Wide receiver Mac Hollins, running back Terrell Jennings, and defensive tackles Milton Williams and Joshua Farmer are all in that conversation. This is the part fans don't talk about enough. Roster math is ruthless. Every great news activation comes with a cold decision attached. So what do? Do you mess with a chemistry that's clearly working to chase maximum depth? Or do you protect the locker room rhythm and trust the guys who got you here? And while you're thinking about that, let's talk about the moment that officially stamped this new era. Because there was Drew Bledsoe. There was Tom Brady. And now, enter Drake Maye. If he hadn't already made it obvious he's the franchise quarterback, Maye just hit a milestone that puts him in rare air. On a 30-yard strike to Efton Chisholm III, Maye crossed 4,000 passing yards on the season, making him just the 3rd quarterback in Patriots history to do it, alongside Bledsoe and Brady. That's not just a fun stat, that's a line in the sand. It's the kind of thing defenses and coordinators can't ignore anymore, because it tells them the Patriots aren't cute, they're dangerous. And it's wild how fast it happened. The Patriots were in a completely different place not that long ago. Now you're talking about a second-year quarterback making a massive leap, the kind of leap that gets you mentioned in MVP conversations without people laughing you off. Against the Jets, Maye came out like he was personally offended by the idea of a close game. 4 touchdown passes in the first half. Game basically buried by halftime. And yes, it matters that it was the first time a Patriots QB threw 4 first-half touchdowns since Brady did it back in 2014. That's the kind of history rhymes moment that hits different when you're watching it live. And for Chisholm, that milestone throw also happened to be his first career NFL catch. Stuff like that becomes part of the legend if this team makes noise in January. Fans remember those little origin points. Now stack this on top of the other recognition. Maye was also named to the Pro Bowl for the second straight season. That puts him on a short list in NFL history. Quarterbacks who start their careers with back-to-back Pro Bowls. However you feel about the Pro Bowl, the league's message is clear. This kid is not a fluke. So here's the question I want you to answer honestly. Are you comfortable saying out loud that the Patriots can win any playoff game because of number 10? Or do you still need to see him do it in a 2-minute drill with everything on the line? Because while the future is screaming at you, the past is still trying to argue. When Robert Kraft made the shocking call to move on from Bill Belichick after 2 decades, everyone knew there was a clear favorite floating out there as the next guy. The problem was timing. And because Kraft wanted a successor in place immediately, the Patriots promoted Drake Maye, an outcome that, depending on who you ask, was written into motion before the season even started. And the hard truth? Maye wasn't put in the best position to succeed. He hadn't even been a coordinator yet. The 2024 season turned into a disaster, and by the end of it, Kraft hit reset and hired the guy a lot of people believe should have been hired in the first place, Mike Vrabel. Fast forward to now, and it's almost cruel how quickly Vrabel has made it look right. After the win over the Jets, the Patriots hit 13 wins this season, won the AFC East, and went undefeated on the road. And the Vrabel first-year numbers are ridiculous. He joined an extremely small group of coaches to win 13 games in their first season with a new team, and he became just the second coach ever to start 8-0 on the road in his first 8 away games as a head coach, only behind George Seifert. That's not normal. That's culture-altering. And you can feel it in the way this team closes games, the way they don't panic after a mistake, the way they punch back. And it's exactly why the old debate keeps resurfacing. What if Kraft had waited? What if the Vrabel hire happened a year earlier? Patriots Nation, be real. Does that lost year still bother you? Or do you not care anymore because the organization clearly has the right leader now? And the last piece ties all of it together. The division title, the identity, the feeling that the Patriot way is wearing a modern face again. The Patriots are AFC East champions, period. A 42-10 demolition of the Jets, plus the Bills losing to the Eagles in Buffalo, put the division back in Foxborough for the first time since 2019. Think about that turnaround. 4 wins a year ago, and now you're wearing AFC East champions gear before New Year's. And Vrabel told you this was the standard back in January. Win the division, host playoff games, compete for championships. No cute timeline, just expectations. Less than 12 months later, it's real. So why did it happen? Obviously, having an MVP caliber quarterback changes everything. But this season hasn't been just Maye saves the day. It's been about style, identity, the way the Patriots have played. The signing of Stefon Diggs was questioned by plenty of people. Age, injury history, the whole diva label. And what happened? He became a centerpiece. He led the team in targets, catches, yards, and first downs. More importantly, he bought into a system that's always been about everyone eating. He doesn't have to love every snap where the ball doesn't come his way, but he's embraced the idea that the guy next to him matters just as much. That's locker room chemistry you can feel on Sundays. And defensively, even when they've been inconsistent late in the year, the effort has been undeniable. 11 hats to the football, playing through the whistle, that we're not giving you anything easy energy. And on top of it all, they've done what good teams do. They punish bad football. The Jets felt every second of it. Now you're set up to host your first home playoff game since 2019. Ironically, a game that ended against the Titans, who were coached by Vrabel at the time. That's the kind of storyline the football gods can't resist. So here's where we land. With 1 week left, you've got reinforcements possibly returning, a quarterback writing history in real time, a head coach who changed the entire temperature of the building, and a division title that proves this isn't a fluke. Hit like if you're riding with this team. Subscribe if you want Patriots coverage every single day. And drop your take